Right, radio volume. So, Land Rover called me, my friend, Mr. Skywalker at head office. He called me and said, we're having a project meeting about the Defender, Simon. You got any ideas? Anything that bugs you? Obviously, you put a few things in your videos, and I do put a few things in my videos. So maybe you got some little suggestions or just little things you'd like to mention to us. So I said, I'll tell you what, there's one little thing. It's nothing really. It's a minor point. Tell us. So I did. I told him, and I will explain it to you now, and then I will explain their reply to this. And I'm a bit baffled by it, but we'll go through it slowly. So when you're sat in your Defender, it's hard to tell when you're muted, but you do actually know you're muted here, and you can unmute it. So say I wanted to make a video, so I've muted the system. I can unmute it here, and oh, that was weird. But there you go. Other burger chains are available, so you can do that. But you can also do it on this switch. And call me old school. I like the volume switch and turn it on and turn it off. So I can turn it on here. The music comes out, and I can turn it off there. Now, on old radios, the on-off switch was a physical button that disconnected the power to the radio or the TV, and you pressed it, it went chung chung, and boom, everything died. But this button here is just a touch button. It's just making a contact that sends a signal to the control unit. It says, oh, he's pressed the on button, turn it on. He's pressed it, turn it off. Now, what happens when it's muted? You can see it's muted, right? When I turn the volume up, so sometimes I turn the volume down because I want to talk, and sometimes, I don't know why, sometimes I press the off button, sometimes I just turn it down. So I'm never sure. So I go to it and I just, turn the volume up. You know, my phone call's finished or whatever, turn the volume up. And I'm like, but nothing's happened. And I said, that bugs me, because if I was a computer infotainment system and I could see the operator, the human, bless him, turning the volume button up, I'd say, I reckon he wants the volume to go up. So why don't I spoil him and be an obedient piece of electronic equipment and turn the volume up? But no, not the Land Rover system. No, the Land Rover system says, nah mate, you've pressed the wrong button. You've got to press the on button before you do the volume button, which I feel is a bit stubborn. I feel like he's going, nah, you've pressed the wrong buttons in the wrong order. So I said, Land Rover, could you make it so that if it's muted like this and I turn the volume up, could you just increase the volume from 0 up for me? So I leave it with them for a week. So Mr. Skywalker says, that's a good idea. I think I get what you're talking about. So anyway, he comes back and says, Simon, I've got an answer for you on the old button on-off little thing. I thought, brilliant. Said, it's a no, I'm afraid, it's a no. But we've got a reason. So fine, I'm all ears. Fire away. What it is some people have a middle seat. So instead of this armrest in your Defender, you have got a middle seat. And someone could sit in the middle seat, and they could inadvertently, accidentally knock the volume button, and you wouldn't want that turning the volume up and down. And so we've made it. So I think I'll try. I think I can see where you're going. I think I'll get it. Knocking the button. So I said, Mr. Skywalker, so if you were sat in the middle seat and you had your bag and you were climbing, would you think you'd be more likely to knock the button by just pressing it, or would you be more likely to knock the button by rotating it? And he said, well, just knock against it, it's going to turn it on and off. I said, well, surely that's counter to your argument. So, because if you're getting in the car and you knock it, then you're going to make the volume go on or off, right? I'm like, right, and it's not just the inner bit. Well, I suppose it is the inner bit, but it seems to be. I said, surely, if you wanted to make it like that, surely you would make it so that the actual rotation is less likely to happen accidentally. So they've disabled the ability to turn the volume up from mute because you might do it accidentally with a third seat. So one other thing I've just thought of is, okay, so they might disable the volume, you know, when you turn this and you're muted. So I'm muted, as you can see. When you turn this volume button, okay, they sort of ignore that in case the middle seat's knocked it. But what about the volume selector wheel? If I move that up and down, will it unmute it? Because obviously that's my intention. No. So there we go. So it will not you can do that and it won't unmute it. So I'm still puzzled. Surely if I'm giving it a command, please make it louder, and it's muted, why can't it unmute? I'm going to go home and see if the TV does it. Let's see if it works on the TV. Right, so I'm at home. Let's have a look at the telly. So that's working. So if I press the mute button here, it mutes the telly. If I press the volume up button, it immediately wakes it up to the previous volume. So it seems that my telly will do it. It seems logical for the TV. Oh, hold on, Boris. I'm gonna have to mute you there. So yeah, why can't I do it on my £50,000 car? Right, so I'm with George, and George has said, hey Dad, if you're doing a video on the volume and the noises, he said, I've noticed a few things with when I connect my phone that are quite interesting. He said, some of them are way cool, and we'll go through some of the cool sound features. But again, this whole muting thing's got a problem. So let me show you. Right, I'm going to try and get this and be clear with this. So let's show you the cool thing first. So let's connect George's phone. So if we go on to, we're on DAB radio, let's go on to George's phone here. Right, and let's play this track. Right, that's all really cool, right? We're playing the track. Now watch this. If I turn the volume down, just turn it down, it will pause the track. So it's gone to play now. So it's actually, when you're playing a track, what it used to do was when you turn the volume down, the track would still play, and when you turn the volume back up again, it would rejoin. But this system's clever. It knows, hold on, you turn the volume down to below audible level, it tells the phone to stop playing, and then when I turn the volume back up again, the music comes back. So that's really cool. So you can pick up exactly where you left off. Right, but there's a couple of things that are quite annoying. So that's a cool thing, right? Because we try and show the cool stuff. Right, when I'm on DAB radio, and if I mute it on this button, I can see it's muted here, okay? And I can unmute it here, okay? And I can mute it there. That's brilliant, right? But you watch what happens if I do this, the same thing on George's phone. Right, if I mute it, I can't see I'm muted, okay? I can't, so that's muted, I can't. But okay, it's got the play button. So although I can't see, let's press the play, because that should unmute it, right? Hold on. That doesn't do it. So the only way you can, if you press this button here when you're on the phone, is you have to press this button again here. You can't press anything on the screen, and that brings it back to life. I mean, it does bring it back to life where you started, but it's really frustrating that you lose the ability even to do the unmute on the touch screen when you're on the phone, and you lose the ability to see it's muted. So a couple of other little things there, all to do with controlling the muting and the sound. Some cool features, but generally I feel if you're pressing play on here, the system should know I want to play. Yeah, okay.